Hello and welcome to the 2019 Flat Track Fever, a WFTDA recognized tournament. We're so excited that you are joining us on the live stream today. I'm Deathnella.
And I am Sonia Blade.
And we are here for the exciting WFTDA matchup of the Saskatoon Mindfox and the Echo City Knockouts.
Echo City Knockouts having a tough time at Flat Track Fever. I don't think they've won a game so far, and the Mindfox have had a strong showing.
The Mindfox also are new and improved this year in the sense that over the off season, they spend a solid 4 months bonding as a group, working out as a group, focusing on strength and intensity. They also got a fine tune-up at the Otter Bowl in California. I was going to say Calgary, that's where we are today, but in California, and that really helped them gel together and go up, are you ready, Sonia? 89 points in the rankings.
That is a fantastic increase. I don't know if any other team has done that before.
It's one of those things where the Mindfox have had WFTDA, sanctioning, whatever you want to call it, approval is maybe an okay word too, for 2 seasons, and now they're able to really focus on that competitive level. We'll run through those rosters super quick here, starting with the Mindfox. We have number 007, Mamie Pond. Mercy Buttkicks. Reese is not skating with the Mindfox. She just skated as a B. The Stig, Stabitha, Mishbehavin. Sasquatchin is not here with us today. Melcree, Pippi Longstompings, Mad Eye Millie, Cutie Sly, Skidlet, Curb Stomping Coleshaw, Pterodactyl, Block Nest Monster, Hayner, Rocket, Abolisher, and Tidbit Naughty, your coaches, Mr. Bits, Darkwheel Duck, Blondie Lawless, and Block Nest Monster.
Your roster for the Echo City Knockouts: Agony XT, Bandit Angel, Rachel Telasco, Beef Kate, Contagen, Stunning Brutality, Unicorn Thunder, Jillbait, Justice for Brawl, Brawler Nothing, T-Lex, DeKraken, and Elizabeth Elkier.
And they are coached by Grandmaster Smash, Hanky Panky, and Nerf Herder. Grandmaster Smash having just skated actually in the mixed gender bout right before this one for the Saskatoon Killabees. We will talk about the Kona, Hawaii connection to Saskatoon in just a moment, but the jam is about to get underway.
We've got Curb Stomping Coleshaw on the line for the Saskatoon Mindfox. She's facing up against number 9, Elizabeth Elkier, the captain for Echo City.
The moments before the jam have the 5-second warning.
And we are underway, the second last game of Flat Track Fever 2019. Curb Stomping Coleshaw finding room on that inside line, gets out.
That is a cut track penalty assessed to Curb right before turn 1, so she is off to the penalty box. A quick power jam start for the Echo City Knockouts.
Elizabeth Elkier finding room on that outside, tiptoes up, ducks out that last line of defense by number 182 from Saskatoon, and she'll get through for her initial and picks up lead.
Yeah, Skidlet there trying to be that trouble toward the front of the pack, but couldn't quite do it. Now providing a little bit more chaos. Elkier unable to get by Mishbehavin and Mad Eye Millie.
Yeah, Saskatoon are quick to reform in front of Elizabeth Elkier. Tidbit Naughty trying to bridge her back, but is bridging now, and Elizabeth Elkier is through for 4 for Echo City.
Really strong bridging there, able to tie up Elizabeth Elkier a little longer. 4 points, and while we were chatting, Curb Stomping Coleshaw back out on the track, through now on her initial with the Star Stash.
So Elizabeth Elkier getting out at the top of the pack backwards. She will call it off, puts up 4. Echo City drawing first blood in this game.
And it is really exciting to see these teams skate against one another. Part of the reason why Echo City decided to do Flat Track Fever is the Canadian connection. Unicorn Thunder, the blocker, on Echo City. She moved from Saskatoon just last year to Big Island. That's where the Echo City Knockouts are located in Hawaii. And that connection is so strong, they are here for the first time ever at Flat Track Fever.
We've got Beefgate with the star for Echo City, getting through that inside lane wide open, picks up that lead. Cutie Sly stuck behind a tripod from Echo City, but manages to get them spread apart just enough to get through, get that initial as she stashes the star.
We do see another star stash there, Sonia, and expect to see that quite often when lead is not assessed. Mindfox know they have to keep these jams tight. They can't let anything run away with them. Despite being the higher seed, they are treating this just like every team should. Never underestimate your opponent.
And Echo City putting up 3 points, holding the Mindfox scoreless for another jam.
Out on the line with the star for the Echo City Knockouts, number 2-3 Telasco, and Pterodactyl with the star for the Mindfox. Terror was supposed to skate with the Killa Bees, but when Mindfox jammer Stabitha was injured Friday, she took the place, and it paid off, picking up lead on her first jam out.
I saw Pterodactyl perform at Fall Brawl a couple years ago, and it was her first tournament, and she had a very strong showing. So she has lost no momentum, only gained strength, and she is showing it right now on the track.
I can attest to that. Terror able to get through fresh meat so quickly, joined the Killa Bees, performed in Fall Brawl, and then almost right soon after joined the A team here with the Mindfox. She's excited to be in red right now.
Rachel Telasco taking a big hit to that infield, and she will remove the star as she comes back into play, passing it to her pivot, number 22. That looks like justice for Brawl, and the jam is called.
Yeah, I do expect that we're going to see a number of star passes, and it's been really great, Sonia, that here at Flat Track Fever, that strategy has been employed again with, of course, the death of the jammer lap point. We need to conserve those points. We need to stop those runaway jams, and so the star pass is happening, and almost always effective and happening legally exactly the way you want to see it.
Oh, definitely, and it's the most effective way to get the other jammer to call off the jam and put on some pressure, because as long as your jammer is stuck, that jammer can keep going, the opposing jammer can keep going around, scoring those points and racking them up. So it's better to either pass a star or perform all offense to get your jammer out. And it looks like Elizabeth Elkier picking up lead for Echo City, but Curbstop and Coleshaw is about a half lap behind.
And that was some really great work by Elkier to get around Abolisher, who knocked her out on the inside, but still managed to pick up lead there, and 2 points on that. One thing I did want to mention about Echo City is they arrived here in Calgary. That's where we are streaming live from. Thank you for joining us at the Acadia Recreation Complex here in Calgary. But they arrived here on Wednesday, went to Canmore, Alberta Thursday, spent some time traveling. They even went to shoot hockey pucks at the local Al Anderson Source for Sports. So they've had a chance to do a little bit of Canadiana while they're out here.
Absolutely, some typical Canadian things. We've got number 55, Beefcake, on the line with a star, and it's number 138, Cutie Sly, at the top of the pack for Saskatoon. Cutie Sly finding room on that outside, picking up lead.
Cutie Sly has been so busy this weekend, not only skating with the Mindfox, but also bench coaching the Fort McMurray Roller Derby Crude Assassins in the mixed gender bracket.
Beefcake ducking the last hips of number 15, Mercy Butt Kicks, getting through for her initial.
Tidbit Naughty trying to open a lane there for Cutie Sly, who's coming up on her former teammate, Unicorn Thunder. She picks up 3 points for her effort. Not sure if she did get that point there on Unicorn.
So that'll bring the Mindfox to within a 2-point differential. Mindfox sitting at 11 points, Knockouts at 13. Both teams keeping it fairly clean so far. Not too much penalty trouble, at least not on the jammer's part. Some blockers off now and then, but nothing to affect the game so far.
Yeah, you got that right. Rachel Telasco lining up. Almost forgot her star, but Beefcake dropped it off just in time. Pterodactyl with the star for the Mindfox.
Pterodactyl cutting to that out, but Echo City is quick to cover that lane. She finds room on the inside, wide open, picks up that lead for the Mindfox.
And you are hearing the cheers on the stream because the SRDL B team, the Killa Bees, who just played, well, they are here and they are very loud and proud.
And of course, this is the second last game of this 3-day tournament, so every fan has, some people have finished their games, they're sitting in the beer gardens, and there's just a lot of extra celebration going on. We've worked so hard over the past 3 days, and it's finally almost to a close. Pterodactyl finding a wide open room on that inside. Meanwhile, the star is passed to number 22, Justice for Brawl. And Pterodactyl is going to call it off before Echo City can score any points.
Pterodactyl's got to feel good about that. I did chat with her yesterday. She said she felt a little nervous coming in here, and 8 points there to nothing for the mindfox over the knockouts.
That'll be the first lead change of the game. Mindfox edging ahead just by 6. They're going to send out Curb Stomp and Coleshaw up against number 9. That's Elizabeth Elkier, captain of the Echo City Knockouts.
Curb Stomp and Coleshaw looking to take that inside line, getting caught up there on those Kona blockers, but out she goes, picks up a lead. The Mindfox have Elkier stopped there by turn 2.
Elkier getting a bit of assistance from Justice for Brawl, and it'll get her out for her initial. Coleshaw splitting out floor, calling it off before Echo City can do any damage, putting the Mindfox up to 23.
Now, I'm not usually one to talk about teams' jerseys, but I do want to give a shout out to both of these teams. They look absolutely professional out there. And on top of that, the Mindfox, this is their first year donning these new jerseys.
New Monster Muffin jerseys. A lot of teams at Flat Truck Fever 2019 have some Monster Muffin merchandise.
And off we go. This time we see the matchup of Beefcake for the knockouts, Cutie Sly with the star for the Mindfox.
We've had 3 lead jams in a row for the Mindfox, so Cutie Sly hoping to make that number 4, and she does. Beefcake running up that inside is not far behind, maybe a half a pack, hoping to put on some pressure.
Love the stance that Beefcake has while coming around those slick corners. She's getting so low, hunkering down. She feels good about that. Although the Mindfox do squeak out one more point. Okay, a quick shout out now to our incredible officiating crews for the days. Just got to find out. Oh, it's the breadwinners for this one. That's Sweet Justice, Hang 11, Nitro, Jeff, Short Fuse, Eddie, Vic, and Scrappy.
Echo City sending out Rachel Telasco with the star. She's stuck at the back of the pack. Curb Stomp and Coleshaw cuts to that in, gets knocked to the infield by Justice for Brawl, but is quick to recycle. Rachel Telasco is still stuck at the back of the pack as she comes to the top of that apex.
Oh, and she is assessed a back block penalty and sent to the penalty box. She hasn't arrived there yet. Curb Stomp and Coleshaw on a power jam. Great work by the Mindfox there to stay on the straightaway, slow things down into turn 3, although now picking up speed.
Mindfox moving in for that offensive sweep on the end. That'll get Coleshaw through for 4.
And that was a big hit there on former teammate Unicorn Thunder. Back block penalty assessed to Kona blocker.
Mindfox moving in for another offensive move. Echo City quick to meet her in front. That's Justice for Brawl meeting up with Unicorn Thunder. And Coleshaw gets through for another 4. Rachel Telasco fresh off her penalty, but Saskatoon is ready for her. That's Tidbit Naughty knocking her to the infield, bridging her back.
Yeah, Tidbit Naughty has really taken on that position quite well. That is where she lives. That's where she plays. You don't want to get sucked into that.
That is not a blocker you want to come one-on-one against. And she's got one left to beat at the top of the pack. Rachel Telasco pushing her past that no-pack penalty. Oh, and Coleshaw is right on her tail, hoping to knock her out. Puts up another 4 for the Mindfox.
And this jam is just going on. Full control by the Mindfox. Oh, and as I say that, Curb Stomp and Coleshaw slides there, turn 1, able to call it off before the knockout score any points.
A little belly flop there, and she called it off, and immediately as the jam ref acknowledged her call off, she had to cover her face as more blockers are coming in.
A 16-point jam, the highest so far for a single blocker. This bout, I'm sure we'll see a little bit more coming up. We have the matchup of Cutie Sly and Elizabeth Elkier.
Elizabeth Elkier cutting to let in, but Saskatoon is quick to meet her. Almost getting knocked to let out by number 85, but not quite. She will get through, and it looks like she has lead jam.
She does. She was assessed it there on turn 2, but abolisher for the mindfox getting in the way. It's what she does best. Positional blocking is one of her strengths.
And the star has been passed to number 89.
That's Rocket.
Rocket, your new jammer for the Saskatoon Mindfox. Elizabeth Elkier at the top of the pack. She's got 2 left to beat. Makes easy work of getting over the last skates of those blockers.
And the pack is now on turn 3. Things speeding up as Rocket busts out of that pack, picks up 4 points.
Elizabeth Elkier cutting to that in, but she gets a back block penalty. That'll send her to the box. A power jam for the Mindfox, exactly what they need to shift this momentum and keep those knockouts down.
Yeah, Rocket able to do a little bit of a whip off of the t-shirt of our blocker there to get around. She loves the showmanship, pumping up the crowd there on turn 3. And it looks like the Mindfox is applying some active offense, and it worked out well. Rocket able to get through that pack fairly quickly.
A very fast pack. Those Saskatoon blockers using that slippery floor to their advantage. It's hard to hunker down and get some breaks going once you've got some speed.
Elizabeth Elkier doing some fantastic spinning to get off of the back of Mad Eye Millie, but then lands right on Abolisher, still keeping her up there at the front.
Rocket is stuck at the back against a solid tripod, and the jam will come to a close. A 13-point jam for the Mindfox will put them at 54. 8-point jam for the Knockouts puts them up to 21, and we've got 16 minutes left in this first half.
So Sonia, I'm so glad you mentioned the floor because you know it very well. You have skated 3 games here. Congratulations, by the way, on winning with the CRD, right? Just the CRD Jane Deers. You guys won it last year. You won your bracket this year. That's got to feel good.
Absolutely. There's no better feeling than winning in front of your home crowd after all the work you put in all year has led up to this moment.
And back to the action, we have Pterodactyl with lead once again. She is rocking it on this bout today. A good matchup there with Beefcake, but Beefcake is ready to fight. Coming up against a tough line. Tibbet Naughty trying to do the big apex jump to get by Mercy butt kicks.
Malkery attempting to bridge the jammer back, but a cut track penalty will be assessed to Beefcake. That'll leave Pterodactyl on a power jam as she puts up 3 points as she incurs a no pass, no point.
And we see Pterodactyl calling for the offense, knowing what she wants. Did she wait enough? Oh, she's able to get by Unicorn Thunder there on turn 3.
And Malkery opening up that inside lane just enough to get Pterodactyl through, putting up a 4 for her total.
Malkery coming in to try to do a little bit of offense here for Terror, but Terror is stuck on the inside. Meanwhile, Beefcake out of the penalty box rather, and now coming up on Tibbet Naughty and Mercy butt kicks.
This is not a tripod anyone wants to come up against. We've got Malkery, Mercy Buckets, and Tibbet Naughty. 3 very strong jammers for the Mindfox. Beefcake getting knocked to the inside, bridged back by Malkery, but Beefcake is not falling for it and gets knocked to the outside by Tibbet Naughty, who takes a fall, tries to get back up to engage her, but Beefcake is just quick enough to outrun her.
And that was Beefcake's initial. So we're seeing now in there for her scoring pass, and Pterodactyl decides to call it off. So it looks like Beefcake may have gotten by with a couple points. She certainly did. She picked up 3 plus a no earned pass. So could have been 4, but 3 in that case. Oh, that was for red. My apologies. That was the Mindfox. So the knockouts were shut out in that jam. And we have an official review called by Coach McQuack, also known as Dark Wheel Duck. He also just skated in the bout previous to this. with the Saskatoon Roller Derby League Killa Bees in the mixed gender bracket.
Wait. So you're saying Dark Wheel Duck, the coach for the Mindfox, and Smash, the coach for the Knockouts, just played a game on the same team?
That is what I'm saying. There is such an interesting Saskatoon connection between these two teams. And that's why it's kind of fun that this is the last matchup for them in this bracket, because they're both so excited to play each other, and there's a lot of love between the two teams.
Absolutely, and I know I've heard stories that there is not a lot of co-ed derby in Hawaii for Grandmaster Smash to participate in, so every opportunity to skate he can get, he is grateful for.
That's exactly right, Sonia. Yeah, he was
Mindfill
looking
is
for that.
asking for a cut track on Knockouts Jammer.
That is your head ref, Sweet Justice. Our apologies for cutting into what she was saying. Mindfox asking for a cut track on the Echo City Knockouts Jammer. And now is a really great time to mention our fantastic tournament hosts. Sonia, I know you're part of CRD, Calgary Roller Derby. Thank you for all the work that your team has put in. It has been incredible. And of course, they partnered with Chinook City Roller Derby to make this 3-day event possible. I have been to a number of tournaments, and I can honestly say that the crews here are bar none. They're just fantastic in every way, in their professionalism and their timing alone, all the bouts running on time.
Absolutely. Chinook City has a lot of experience.
Based on the information that we have from the officials, there will be no call.
Sorry to get cut off there. Chinook City has a lot of experience hosting Flat Track Fever, starting at the Olympic Oval with 2 different tracks. I believe they've been hosting it for 8 years now, and this is the first year that they've co-hosted with CRD.
And it's also the first year that there is WFTDA play, which is the bracket we're watching right now. And that was part of why that co-hosting partnership happened. We are very grateful to both of those leagues.
We've got curb stomp and cold shot with the star for Saskatoon, trying to find room on that outside, gets past those hips of number 711 to Kraken and gets through for lead.
Rachel Telasco getting caught up in the back there, but being patient, trying to see what her offense could do. Hayner from the Mindfox sent to the penalty box.
Rachel Telasco taking a hit to that outside by number 85, Abolisher, and bridge back the long way around behind that pivot line.
Abolisher has tremendous track awareness. Came up as a junior in Saskatoon, has been with the Mindfox ever since joining the adult ranks. And you can see it in how she drags back her jammers, but we do have a forearm call on the Stig. And look at that, only one blocker left for Saskatoon, and that is Abolisher.
And Rachel Telasco edging up that inside line. Looked like she thought she was out of bounds, so she played it safe, recycled herself. I don't think she needed to, but it's always better to play it safe in those situations. Meanwhile, Coleshaw putting up 8 points in that jam, pushing the Mindfox's lead out to 84-21.
Herb able to call the jam off as Hayner was leaving the penalty box, which means the Mindfox start with, oh, look at that, they actually have 3 blockers out there. Looks like 2 of their blockers had been released from the penalty box. They've got to be careful, though. A work there, it seemed like Abolisher had good control as the single blocker on the track for the Mindfox.
Cutie Sly with the star for the Mindfox, but it's Elizabeth Elkier running up that inside line. Mindfox quick to shut her down and force her to that outside. Trying up that inside again, Saskatoon quick to meet her, and it is Cutie Sly as your lead jammer.
Really great work by Elkier, though, to make sure that no one was dragging her back. So despite getting held up there by Mad Eye Millie, she's now out on her initial.
And Cutie Sly easily getting through, putting up those 4 easy points, calling it off, holding Echo City to none.
You know, we talked about the opportunities that Grandmaster Smash may or may not have to play co-ed derby in Hawaii. Same goes sometimes in Saskatchewan. It can be difficult to get bouts in. So Coach McQuack as well, taking all the opportunities he can to play as Dark Wheel Duck. And the Killa Bees being a great team. Sometimes they are all female, sometimes they play co-ed. It's really a great developmental team.
And I believe this is the first time that Chinook City Flat Track Fever has hosted a co-ed bracket as well. It's mainly been women's divisions, so another development for this year.
Yeah, quite a difference, but it's definitely worked out well for all the teams, although as we get back to the action, Pterodactyl called on a cut track, so was assessed lead, lost it, and is now just parking herself in the penalty box.
It looks like Beefcake is going to join her. We are going to have a very quick jammer swap. That means Beefcake will only serve the time that Pterodactyl served.
And as we say that, Beefcake is released. She might be able to, thought she could capitalize on coming out undetected, but Mallory had her number.
Beautiful hit out by Mallory, gets her to that outside, and she will receive the star from Pterodactyl, running up that inside, getting through for the initial.
We are going to run the full 2 minutes here. Mallory with the pivot, now with the star. She is a powerhouse, and she comes in hot there, slicing through those arms.
Mallory stuck behind that pack of Echo City blockers, and Beefcake doing the same. Both these packs are adjusting to these jammers' style of play. Mallory's taking a bit of a tumble to her knees, and Echo City is quick to reform in front of that pack.
Yeah, with the slipperiness of this track, it does have that effect, and we have a multiplayer call on one of the Echo City knockout blockers, number 711. That is DeKraken, so that's how Mallory got 3 for 4.
Beefcake getting called off for a blocking with a head penalty, it looks like. So that'll leave Mallory on a power jam for the mindfox as they sit at 96 points.
Mallory at a good pace here while her blockers are set up. And what a jam, oh my goodness. mindfox with 8 points there, stretching their lead a little further now. The knockouts have not had a lead jam since jam number 4, so in 10 jams, and that is really what's showing in the points right now.
Absolutely, and that penalty box is pretty full right now, both the pivot and the jammer for Echo City. And we've got Pterodactyl from the mindfox also serving a penalty, so 3-on-3 for this jam.
Oh yes, because Tara had passed the star, I was wondering. And that gives Curb some easy access to the lead jammer status. We have the Echo City Knockouts pivot back on the track. Now Curb coming up against Unicorn Thunder, able to get by. See Rachel Delasco actually out there as a blocker as well. Seen her jam a few times. Beefcake coming in strong against Skidlet.
Beefcake getting knocked out by Mercy butt kicks, but it looks like a high block will be assessed. And Beefcake also reporting to the box.
Yeah, she misheard. She thought that call was for her, but it isn't. She's back out with the star.
Coleshaw at the top of the pack, but Beefcake finding room on that out. Gets through for the initial pass.
So much action happening directly across from the announcer table over in turn 2, and an official review is being called by the Echo City Knockouts.
So the knockouts have had 5 jammer penalties in the last 6 jams, so I imagine that's what they might be discussing in the middle, but we'll bring you those details shortly.
I think either way, it's a really good time for Echo City to have a little bit of a break. In this case, it is a legitimate review that's taking place, but even a timeout would be good to stop the spiral, because we have both been in that position where all you're doing is changing seats with your teammates in the penalty box.
So we've got Sweet Justice with the...
Knockout is asking for an illegal reentry on Mindful's blocker.
Oh, on a blocker. Interesting. Okay.
So that was for Pterodactyl, I believe. She came in at the front of the pack, paused for a second, hoped to regain the pack, and then realized that she had entered illegally and took the long way around the track. So I think that's why Echo City is looking for that call.
Sweet Justice now speaking with the coaches, and oh my goodness, my voice totally cracked there. I do want to apologize to those who might not like the raspiness.
It's been a very long weekend for us announcers.
Knockout will retain their official review. The blocker will receive a illegal reentry penalty.
Okay, so that sets the record straight. Looks like Echo City Knockouts will have the pack advantage to start.
Yep, that's Pterodactyl reporting to the battle box and joining Mercy butt kicks for the start of this jam.
Oh yeah, so Knockouts with a 3-on-2 advantage here.
We've got Justice for Brawl, first time with the star for Echo City Knockouts, cutting to that inside. Saskatoon pivot, quick to meet her there. Cutie Sly stuck up at the back of the pack, but Mercy Bucket expressed off her penalty, hoping to provide a bit of offense, and Cutie Sly gets through without it on her own, picks up lead.
It can be very tough when you have that distraction, and look at that, a cut shot penalty assessed to Justice for Brawl, sending her to the penalty box. She still hasn't sat down yet. Mindfox on a power jam. To Kraken sliding in really fast in front of Cutie Sly. Oh, and a big hit. A high block assessed to number 1-5. That's Jill Bate. She's trying to stop Cutie Sly there and just got a little too high.
Yeah, it was swing and a miss. Cutie Sly was smart enough to dodge that hit, get through, put up 4. Cutie Sly back into action, getting a bit of offensive help from the Mindfox blockers, and that'll get her through, adding 4 to her total.
And we have Justice for Brawl back in the engagement zone, coming up against Pterodactyl.
A solid tripod of Mindfox blockers at the front, capped off by number 20. The Stig there just getting lower and lower as Justice for Brawl continues to push, and Cutie Sly getting a high block penalty. That'll be power jam for the Knockouts.
Cutie wondering, what did I do? Well, according to the officials, it was a high block there on turn 3.
Justice for Brawl with 2 left to beat at the top of the pack, hoping to spread them to that out of play point, which she does. The no pack is called, and the jam comes to an end. 0 points going to the Knockouts for that one.
We are seeing a lot of jammer penalties in this game, Sonia. Very interesting. Something that, you know, sometimes you go a whole half of a game and you might see one, and this one we're basically swapping them team for team.
So we've got Elizabeth Elkier with the star for the Knockouts. Cutie Sly stuck in the box, so Elizabeth Elkier out on a power start, working her way to the front. Mindfox quick to reform in front. She's got Tidbit Naughty left to beat, edges past her. Tidbit Naughty is forced to give up. Oh, and she gets a out of play penalty.
Yeah, Tidbit does like to take it all the way to the edge. Usually works out. Her awareness is very good, but in this case, ref Hang 11 saying, nuh-uh, too far. Meanwhile, 4 points picked up by Elizabeth Elkier.
That's right, Elizabeth Elkier taking advantage of a downed Pterodactyl. She'll get some assistance from Rachel Telasco, but it'll end up knocking out her own jammer, so they'll have to try again. She gets a pinch from the inside.
Rachel Telasco holding it down for Echo City, the sole blocker out there. Now Unicorn Thunder re-entered and then sent right back to the penalty box. Did not see the call on that one.
So we've got a 3-on-1 pack right now, 2-on-1 in favor of the Mindfox, now 4-on-2.
Yeah, brawler nothing coming out of the box there for Echo City. Nice play there by Elkier, using a little bit of defense, trying to burn some clock.
Elkier knocking Cutie Sly to that inside, bridging her back as far as she can. Oh, and a multiplayer for Cutie Sly. That'll send her to the penalty box as Elizabeth Elkier knocked to the inside by Tidbit Naughty.
Coach McQuack has some questions of everyone at this point. How did that happen? We will likely learn more in just a moment. Now, Unicorn Thunder out there with 616 Contagion. So the Echo City Knockouts back to full strength there.
Elizabeth Elker doing a bit of a matrix move on the inside of turn number 1 there. She's going to call out the jam, puts up another 4 for the knockouts, a 12-point jam.
Coach McCrack calling a timeout. Time for the mindfox to regroup. Not a bad decision. I mean, there's less than 3 minutes left in this jam, but important to not get into too much of a, what is the word, rut, maybe? I don't know.
Absolutely. They just need a timeout right now to shift the momentum going into this halftime and make some adjustments there.
And we do want to say a big thank you as well to Rydell Skates, who are a big part of Flat Track Fever. We appreciate their sponsorship and their support throughout the years. And then did you know that by age 14, girls are dropping out of sports at twice the rate of boys? Well, Girls on Track want to change that. Learn more about expanding access to roller derby for girls in their teens at girlsontrackfoundation.org.
And while you're watching online, why not take a photo and share it using the hashtag FTF2019. We've got Beef Kate on the jam line with the star for Echo City, Cutie Sly stuck in the box. Beef Kate working her way to the top of the pack. These relentless mindfox blockers knocking her to that infield, bridging her back behind the pivot line.
And we have the pack speeding up there, turn 2, and Cutie Sly using a bit of a speed change there to grab lead.
Yeah, taking advantage of Echo City blockers, not quite noticing that she was off her penalty and getting through for that initial, picking up lead. And another pass for her will put 4 points up for the Mindfox.
Phenomenal blocking there by Skidlet to drag Beefcake back, and then also counter block an attack by Contagion.
Cutie Sly coming in hot, engaging that tripod and calling it off. And how many points will she put up? She gets 2 for the Mindfox.
I may have said Contagion. I actually meant T-Lex, who is one of the other Canadians on the Hawaiian team.
Justice for Brawl taking another turn with the star for Echo City, facing up against Curb Stomping Coleshaw.
Shout out to Curb's mama, who is watching right now here in Calgary. Came out here to support her daughter. Also, shout out to all the moms, Derby or otherwise, on this wonderful Mother's Day.
Yeah, my mom came too, but she lives like 5 minutes away.
Hey, that counts, Sonia. Also, happy Mother's Day to you.
Aw, thank you. And with that, Coleshaw picking up lead status for the Mindfox. And Echo City has passed the star to number 992 Unicorn Thunder, who gets bridged a long way back by Tidbit Naughty.
And look at that, the Mindfox deciding to shift to the back of the pack there. Get in the way, but Justice for Ball able to get by with the star in hand, now out on her initial.
Coleshaw stuck behind the tripod of Echo City, trying that outside, but they are quick to shut it down for her. And Coleshaw will call it off, putting up another 2 for the Mindfox. And that'll bring us to halftime. Mindfox putting up 133 points to the Knockouts 35.
It has been a really fast first half, honestly, even though we did see a couple timeouts, a few official reviews. Sonia, what do you think has to be done for the Knockouts to really start to gain a little bit of ground on the Mindfox?
I think they really just need to slow this pack down and get more control of it, because they're getting too spread out there and letting the Mindfox control the pace of this pack.
I do think it's advantageous that their coach, Grandmaster Smash, also skated on this floor this week, and I think that gives a fresh perspective. Actually, both coaches skated on this floor, and that's always nice when you can tell your coach, hey, it's pretty slick out there, and they don't just not believe you.
Absolutely. Both the coaches for the Jane Deere skate on the All-Stars, and last night they experienced the floor for themselves, and they're like, okay, I get it now. I get how hard it is for you guys.
And that was a stunning main event here at Flat Track Fever as well. the CRD A team against Evil Dead. Edmonton taking that matchup for the first time in their team's history of meeting up. So what a night. But back to today, we are going to take a break. You can come back and listen to the sultry tones of my raspy voice. I'm Dethnella, joined by
Sonia Blade.
And we'll be right back at Flat Track Fever 2019. Welcome back to Flat Track Fever 2019, a WFTDA recognized tournament. I'm Dethnella, soon to be joined by Sonia Blade, who right now is in front of the announcer table being honored for all of her incredible work volunteering. She is with CRD, Calgary Roller Derby, one of the co-hosts of Flat Track Fever this year for the first time. Normally, Flat Track Fever is run by Chinook City Roller Derby, both teams based in Calgary, and that's where we are coming from live today. Acadia Recreation Complex in beautiful Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And right now we are watching the WFTDA bracket, the Saskatoon Mindfox and the Echo City Knockouts. With the star for the Mindfox in red is Curb Stompin' Coleshaw. And for the Knockouts, it's Elizabeth Elkier. Elkier being one of the strongest jammers for the Knockouts, also their captain. It's clear to see why the team starting off defensively this time, not allowing Curb to get the run up. A no pack is called, and Elizabeth Elkier is out in front with lead. Sonia Blade now seated here. Congratulations, by the way, on everything this weekend, your win with the Jane Deers, but also all your fantastic volunteer work. We are so grateful for that, Sonia.
Thank you. It was definitely a very fun weekend surrounded by a bunch of amazing people. It takes a lot to put on a tournament like this, and good people make it that much better.
Oh, couldn't have said it better. Everyone here is phenomenal, from the officials down to the skaters. And right now on the track, we have two teams that have a lot of respect for one another, also knocking down one another. And a cut track penalty assessed to Curb Stompin' Coleshaw will give the Echo City Knockouts, who currently have lead, also the Power Jam.
Unicorn Thunder moving in for some offense for Elizabeth Elkier. That'll get her through, adding 4 to her total.
We're seeing a number of the Mindfox skaters looking a little confused when these penalties are happening, so possibly unintentional, but that's good and bad. It might just mean that they're not being that extra bit careful out there on the track.
Elizabeth getting knocked to that infield, bridged back by Tidbit Naughty to that pivot line, and knocked to the infield again and bridged back.
Curb Stompin' Coleshaw able to use the distraction by that drag back there to get through out on her initial, I suppose.
Yep, that'll be her initial pass, and Elizabeth Elkier will call it off, adding 4 more to a grand total of 12 for the Knockouts.
You know what? She had completed her initial. What happened is she didn't have the star on her helmet, and that's why there was a big fat 0 up in the air from the jam ref.
All that effort for naught. It's got to be frustrating as a jammer.
Yeah, I think what Curb was looking for there is just to get through undetected, and it paid off. We have Beefcake out on the line with the star for Echo City Knockouts. Cutie Sly in red. Oh, getting the knock in. Is she safe? No, not quite. Head ref Hang 11 saying that was indeed a cut track. You were not safe there.
Beefcake at the top of the pack. Mindfox struggling to put a tripod together. She's got 1 left to beat and does so. Picks up that lead status for Echo City.
Yeah, she hadn't completed her initial, so she's good to go. Echo City Knockout coach Grandmaster Smash saying go for it. We want to start picking up those points.
Absolutely. Echo needs all the points they can get, trying to bridge that gap that the Mindfox has right now. And Beefcake running up the middle will get her through for 4.
And the pack is stopped here in turn 3. Echo City being warned that Cutie Sly is back on the track, but they still had plenty of time to do a little bit of offense there, because Beefcake is now struggling up against that line of Rocket and Stig.
And Cutie Sly running up that outside. Two of the Echo City blockers were trying to meet her, but they inadvertently knocked each other out of play. So Cutie Sly picking up no points as she had the star in hand.
Yeah, it looks like Stunning Brutality is trying to keep Cutie at bay and not quite enough. Another 4 points on the board for the mindfox. Remember that knockouts do have control here, except right as I say that, Beefcake gets
a multiplayer penalty.
The second jammer multiplayer penalty of this game, the first being assessed to Cutie Sly. We can talk about that in the next break there, Sonia, because that was an interesting move that was caught on camera by Rice Ball.
Cutie Sly getting jostled around by those Echo City blockers, and she will put up 4 more points for the mindfox. Knockout scoring 10 in that jam.
So in Cutie's multiplayer, what we saw, at least from the camera footage, is that she was using a teammate's jersey, now possibly trying to start a whip, but hadn't completed that, and instead created an impenetrable barrier that the other jammer did go to contact, and that is what caused that multiplayer call.
Absolutely. As soon as that jammer engages that link, if it's illegal, you have to drop those because you will incur a penalty. Curb Stomp and Coleshaw running up that inside, taking a tumble, but she does have lead and will call it.
Smart move. She has frozen Beefcake in the box. Beefcake now standing. Oh, but we are going to have an assessment. Skaters are being asked to leave. Looks like all the skaters did leave. Yes, Curb out on her own strength there. A little scary for a moment. We do want to thank all of the medic teams this weekend. St. John Ambulance has done a fantastic job being on site for 3 days of roller derby.
That's 3 full days of roller derby. Yesterday was a 14-hour day, games from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah, an extra long Saturday.
And this, of course, being the last day of Flat Track Fever 2019, a WFTDA recognized tournament. We've got an official timeout right now, probably discussing the events of the last jam.
So a little bit more about the Echo City Knockouts. So since 2013, the Knockouts have been working with their coach, Grandmaster Smash. That's a really great run. With his background in semi-professional hockey, he's from New Jersey. He brought a whole new level of intensity to the team, and we are seeing that out here. The game now back in play, and Beefcake is back on the track while Pterodactyl still working her way at the front.
Pterodactyl stuck behind a solid tripod. She'll get a bit of offense from Malkery, and it's not enough to get her through. Malkery blocking that last line of defense from Echo City, getting Pterodactyl out for that lead.
DeKraken sitting herself in the penalty box for Echo City, and just a tough break there. Beefcake coming up against a tough tripod. We have the Stig, Hayner, and Abolisher. Pterodactyl coming through now on that scoring pass. Oh, swing and a miss there by Abolisher. Beefcake now skating fast out on her initial.
We've got 3-on-3 pack right now as 1 blocker apiece from both teams in the box. A very fast pack right now. Pterodactyl finding room on that inside, gets her hips past the blocker, and she will put up 2 points for the mindfox.
So I understand a lot of people who are watching the Derby stream might already know the advantage of speeding up, but Sonia, I do think it's worth talking about that if you can describe why it's important to speed up a pack at certain times, because we have been seeing that a lot at Flat Track Fever.
A lot of it depends on where your jammer is positioned. If your jammer is first out of the pack, you don't want them to have to fight through you to get points ahead. And if the opposing jammer is out first, you don't want to be points at the back of the pack and have them squish on top of you. So it's always advantageous to race the pack and get to the front. But sometimes it's also good to slow the pack down and incur that no pack as the people in front of you keep bridging out.
And we haven't been seeing the speeding happening right at the start of the jam, and in this case, that's exactly what happened. It was nice and slow there on the straightaway. Curb stomping Coleshaw able to take lead there for the mindfox, while Justice for Brawl is still working her way through the pack, now in turn 2.
Justice for Brawl getting knocked to that infield and bridged back by the mindfox pivot.
That's Skidlet. Skidlet showing all of the veteran experience she has at her young age, having come up through the ranks of junior roller derby. We do have a multiplayer penalty called on Mad-Eye Millie. That'll bring the ranks down to 3 blockers for the Mindfox, 3 for Echo City Knockouts, including former SRDL skater Unicorn Thunder, who just put the stop there on Curb. Curb picking up 3 points, none that round for the Knockouts.
That's right. Coleshaw thought she had room to run up on the inside, but was quickly knocked out by the Knockouts and getting to that infield. She's going to call it off, putting up 11 points. So 1 blocker for the Mindfox in the penalty box. Pack advantage going to Echo City. Pterodactyl with a star at the back of the pack. She ducks out on the outside and is knocked out of bounds and will have to bridge back. And a cut track penalty will be assessed to the Echo City blocker. That's number 18, Mickey. Pterodactyl getting out for lead jam.
Pterodactyl having a game here. This is a new confident terror that we didn't have a chance to see yesterday in a very tough match against the RPG North Stars.
Pterodactyl putting up for a little hop over the apex will give her 4 more. Bandit Angel, fresh off her penalty, returning to her Echo City tripod. She's knocked to the infield by number 15, Jillbait, and bridged back.
Yeah, Jillbait is a hard worker, does all the things you need to do when you're that blocker, who's able to make contact with the jammer and drag them back. Crowd going wild here. That's the crowd from Saskatoon. I do want to call attention to the bouts previous. I mentioned that tough game against the RPG North Stars. Now, the Mindfox did win that bout. That was their second, 188 to 135. They did lose out, though, their first bout against Fernie Avalanche City, 214 points to 115.
And the Echo City's record so far, they lost the first game to Rated PG, 183 to 109. So not a huge differential, but a little bit more of a point spread against Fernie Avalanche yesterday, 268 to 82. So Echo City sending out Beefgate with a star, who's had a lot of success this weekend, but she's up against Coleshaw, who's not a bad jammer herself.
Yes, it's been an interesting matchup and a tough one. Pretty much anyone you send out against Curb is going to have to contend with her figure skating background, her edge work. Beefgate, though, is such a powerful jammer, and I've enjoyed watching her this weekend, but it is Curb out in front with lead this time.
Beefcake getting knocked to the outside and bridged back. And
I believe the star is stashed at this time.
yeah, it's getting knocked out to the outfield by Tidbit Naughty. Bridge back to the top of the apex. Mindfox pivot reporting to the penalty box as Coleshaw puts up another 4.
Yeah, Skidlet with the back block call there. The pack now between turn 2 and 3. All the blockers getting hung up on each other, but Beefcake still struggling up against Mishbehaven.
Taking advantage of the confusion, Coleshaw gets through the pack, puts up another 4 for Mindfox.
And there was a star pass over to Rachel Telasco, who's coming up on Mercy butt kicks and does the work to get by out on the initial.
And Mindfox will lose Tidbit Naughty to the penalty box, followed closely by Coleshaw, who gets a high block. That'll leave Rachel Telasco on a power jam for the last 20 seconds or so of this jam.
Great timing for the Echo City Knockouts, finally getting their momentum in this jam. Rachel Telasco, of course, a jammer they put out on the line throughout the first half.
Rachel Telasco coming in hot, but Mindfox is ready to meet her there. Getting a bit of offense from number 38, Brawl for Nothing. That'll get her to the top of the pack where Mindfox is quick to meet her, and the jam will be called. 4 points going to Echo City.
Brawl or Nothing doing the quiet work in the middle of the pack, able to make a loud impact there, helping Rachel Telasco pick up some points for the Echo City Knockouts. Mindfox still won that jam in terms of the points just by 1, but we have a power start now, and it's going to Captain Elizabeth Elkier.
That's right. Colshaw iced in a penalty box from the last jam. She's standing right now, so has less than 10 seconds to serve. Tidbit Naughty off her penalty, hoping to provide some offensive help.
Pack speeding up into turn 2. Lots of recycling. I'm really enjoying the tight pack work, though. Both teams with tremendous awareness. Curb just gunning it on the straightaway into turn 3 and picking up lead jammer status.
Mindfox doing a tremendous job with that penalty kill there, holding Elizabeth Elkier back. She has yet to make her initial, and a beautiful offensive move from Tidbit Naughty will leave Colshaw with 2 left to beat. She beats them out on the inside, puts up 4.
And I love that Beefcake had just been skating as jammer, now out as a blocker there on the line. Just some hard working double shifted Echo City knockouts.
Colshaw coming into that pack, cuts to the outside, zigzags to the end, puts up another 4 for the Mindfox. Looking at her bench, should she call it? She's in position, and she does before Elizabeth Elkier can score any points for the knockouts.
Really effective blocking there, though, by Jill Bate, and brutality there for Echo City knockouts. We are seeing power jam arms from the Mindfox bench. Yeah, it looks like there was a call on Elizabeth Elkier. Did you see that, Sonia?
I didn't see what the call was, but she is reporting to the penalty box for the start of this jam. That leaves Cutie Sly with a power start for the Mindfox, sitting at 188 right now.
Echo City at full strength and with their blockers, while Tidbit Naughty is standing in the penalty box and just released for the Mindfox.
Mindfox enabling that pack to keep going forward instead of letting them push to the no pack point, but Cutie Sly gets out, gets that lead.
Meanwhile, Misbehaving seats herself in the penalty box on a back block call.
Cutie Sly getting some trouble from Rachel Telasco, but Rachel knocked out by Tidbit Naughty.
Oh, and it was such a hard knock. She lost her space on the track, and she did commit a cut track going in front of Tidbit Naughty instead of behind there. Ouch.
Elizabeth Elkier earning her initial pass as she is fresh off her penalty, and the jam will be called. 4 points going to the Mindfox.
Yeah, very impressed. She was able to keep her composure there on turn 4. We've talked about the slickness. Everyone in Derby knows that different floors have different effects, but I think this one is like surprisingly slippery for some skaters, because I do know in the first game, curb stomping Colshaw, she changed out her wheels 4 times during the bout.
As I've said many times in this tournament, it gets progressively slipperier as the weekend goes on. It's almost as the skates buffer the floor up to make it as slippery as possible, but that doesn't phase Pterodactyl. She picks up lead for the Mindfox.
Pterodactyl's lead percentage is quite high. We do have a call there on Melcree seating herself in the penalty box. She was trying to keep Beefcake at bay.
A beautiful cut to that outside, and a tiptoe along the line will get Pterodactyl through for 4. Pterodactyl getting knocked to the infield by Rachel Telasco and bridged back behind the pivot line. But here comes number 13 from Echo City to join them.
Yeah, DeKraken now keeping Pterodactyl at bay as well going into turn 2.
Pterodactyl having a bit of trouble getting past those blockers, so she's going to call it off, but puts up 3 for the Mindfox.
Echo City knockouts should feel pretty good. Agony XT being one of the leads on that defensive line. And Beefcake getting a shoulder pat there from Grandmaster Smash for her efforts. As I mentioned, double shifting, jammer, back-to-back blocker there.
Definitely. Echo City definitely with the shorter bench on this weekend, and it's just been a tough fought weekend, taking on Avalanche City, taking on those rated PG North Stars.
And they are, there is quite a big gap in the rankings as well. Echo City not the higher seed in any of their games.
And with the edge on the inside, Colshaw gets through for that lead, but Justice for Brawl hot on her trail. Pack picking up speed as these blockers are jostling for that position.
Yeah, Mindfox able to goat number 3-8 there, Brawler nothing, and that's been the difficulty for the knockouts that I've seen in a number of their games this weekend. It's just trying to get together. The other team's able to take advantage of splitting off that one blocker or that second blocker, and all of a sudden you don't have your tight line.
Absolutely. A lot of times, all you need to do is take out that kingpin, and the last two blockers don't have enough breaks to slow you down. Not on this floor.
That's where you get to use the circumstances of the venue to your advantage, or sometimes disadvantage, depending how things go.
That's right, using that floor as a fifth blocker, as you will. And Cutie Sly for the Mindfox picking up lead. Elizabeth Elkier stuck at the back, trying that inside, but number 69, Rocket, shutting her down.
Great toe stop work there by Elizabeth Elkier, though, able to not take a giant step back after getting the bump inside, and Rocket is sent to the penalty box on a multiplayer. A lot of multiplayer calls I'm noticing for the Mindfox, and maybe they're just unaware, or maybe it's just how they're being called today.
Absolutely. It's always hard to tell what your ref crew is thinking and what they're going to call as a penalty. Some people have a different threshold than others. Elizabeth Elkier taking a hit to that end. She'll put both hands down, which means she'll have to recycle behind the pack.
Pack now going into turn 3, nice and slow. I do think both teams are at an advantage with a slower pack. Oh, and a big hit by Abolisher on Elizabeth Elkier slows things down. She does get some help, though, from the Echo City line to keep Abolisher at bay and not all the way back into turn 2.
And T-Lex moving in for a bit of offensive assistance, but another Mindfox blocker joins the tripod, making it even more difficult for Elizabeth Elkier to get by.
Cutie Sly back in the fray. Rocket with really effective offense there to peel off the kingpin, but Cutie Sly able to get through. Now Cutie came out of the penalty box without the star on, thought that maybe a distraction was necessary, but of course she could score, and she did there, picking up 4 points.
Cutie Sly trying that outside and getting knocked to her knees by Jill Bate and bridged back behind that jammer line. The pack is very spread out right now. Jam coming to an end. Mindfox edging over that 200 mark. They sit at 204 points to the knockout 69. Sorry, 204 points.
All right, let's take a quick peek at our whiteboard here. We are getting into some penalty trouble here. The knockouts, I actually do believe, may have a skater that has fouled out, according to the whiteboard. Number 711, that is DeKraken, has 7 penalties. And a good time for the Echo City Knockouts to take that timeout, because they will now be double shifting a little bit more frequently. Another skater in a bit of trouble for the Knockouts is Beefcake. Of course, when you skate a lot, you're likely to incur some more penalties. She's sitting at 5 right now. Meanwhile, on the Mindfox side, those penalties are pretty evenly spaced out. We do have number 138 Cutie Sly with 4, a couple of those being jammer penalties, actually all of them being jammer penalties. And number 21 Pterodactyl also with 4 jammer penalties. Everyone else sitting at about 1 or 2. And we do want to draw attention to a fantastic foundation, the Girls on Track Foundation. Roller derby helps girls under 18 develop confidence, leadership, and organizational skills. Help girls keep playing this amazing sport by providing access to roller derby. Support Girls on Track Foundation today.
And we are back at the action. We've got just under 10 minutes left in this second half. Pterodactyl with the star for the Mindfox, hitting Beefcake into her own tripod. Beefcake getting knocked to the out. And that's Pterodactyl at the top of the pack. She's got 2 left to beat. This pack getting pretty spread out as we come around that apex. Pterodactyl earning that lead. And Beefcake passing the star, looks like to Rachel Telasco. Pterodactyl making her way through the pack, putting up 4 and calling it off before Rachel Telasco can score.
Oh, and number 55, who just seated herself in the penalty box for the Echo City Knockouts, Beefcake, now in serious penalty trouble. That was her 6th penalty. It would be really tough to see Beefcake leave this game, because She's shifting double duty as jammer, as blocker. Of course, Echo City Knockout coming all the way from Big Island, Hawaii, of course running a shorter bench. They also had a couple skaters leave them at the start of the season, so just to have them here at Fat Jack Fever is really special, and we're so grateful that they made the trip.
Coleshaw bulldozing up the middle will get her through for that initial. She's trying that inside, and a down skater will get her past. Cuts to the out, gets through, and she will earn 4 points.
Yeah, that was Jill Bate, took a bit of a hard fall there, able to get back up, and that's all the battle, really.
Justice for Brawl with the star stash and earns her the advantage to get out, and Coleshaw a cut track penalty that'll give a power jam to Echo City Knockouts.
Yeah, and a timely one at that. Way to lift the spirits as one of their teammates fouled out.
So the Knockouts have not had a lead jam since the first jam in the second half. Of course, we're on jam number 14 now. So
wow.
Mindfox doing a great job on capitalizing on those leads, taking control of these jams.
And Justice for Brawl getting stuck there on the Stig and Skidlet. We do have a blocking with the head call on Beef Kate. So of course we cannot confirm for sure the count, but that, according to the whiteboard stats, that would be foul or penalty number 7.
And Coleshaw managing to stay in as she gets hit out. And number 22, Justice for Brawl, a cut track for Echo City. We've had a power jam switch out in favor of the Mindfox. Coleshaw pushing her way up that inside line, gets through for 4.
And now I can confirm Beefcake is standing in the box, inside the penalty box, designated for players who are fouled out.
Coleshaw making her way through that pack once again, puts up 4 more points. 16-point jam for Coleshaw. 3 points going to the Knockouts.
It's been an incredibly physical game. You can tell by the penalties. Now, let's talk about the back blocks, because there was a change this year in the rules, which I'm sure you're aware of, where kind of a little bit, there's a bit of a change with the back blocks where to do with the impact.
Absolutely. It has way more to do with the impact. If you force that skater out of their relative position, or if the impact is seen at all by the refs, you will get a back block penalty.
It used to be that you could almost wail on a blocker who was very sturdy and not get a call, and now that's being limited.
Yeah, as long as they stayed in relatively the same place, but if you change their stance, then you'll get that penalty.
Once again, Cutie Sly unsure what the penalty was for, but she got one anyway, and right as we say that, Justice for Brawl seats herself down, releasing Cutie Sly. That was on a cut track call.
Justice thought she was clear on that inside, but obviously stepped out enough to incur that cut track.
Yeah, and Cutie Sly now with 5 penalties. That was a forearm call there. That cut track as well for Justice for Brawl. Both of these jammers sitting at 5 penalties apiece.
And there goes Cutie Sly once again with a back block penalty. Another jammer switch out, but I believe Cutie will serve the full 30 seconds.
And in this case, she is in serious trouble. That is penalty number 6 for Cutie Sly, while Tibbet Naughty seats herself in the box.
A beautiful sideways hop from Justice from Brawl gets her through, puts the floor for Echo City.
We have seen some foul outs in other games this weekend. First time for 2 skaters, though, to leave the game, and unfortunate for Echo City, who've really laid it all out on the track.
Definitely, but with only 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this game, it might not switch out the outcome that much. And Cutie Sly getting called off for a high block penalty.
And that will be the game for Cutie Sly. That is penalty number 7. She knows it too. She's having a conversation now with Coach McQuack.
And there's Justice for Brawl incurring a cut track, reported in the penalty box, and the jam is called. Both jammers will start in the penalty box.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is we'll have a skater substitute out for Cutie Sly, because of course this was penalty number 7. Tough break for any skater who fouls out. Yeah, that was 7 there for Cutie Sly, and we have a timeout called by the Saskatoon Mindfox, and a good time always to do that. You know, we haven't given any love yet to our fantastic NSOs. The crew for this game is the Matzo Nan crew. We want to thank them for all their fantastic work. We also want to thank all the photographers who almost blend into the background sometimes here at Derby events. We still see you and we appreciate you. Thank you so much for all the work you do. And Rydell Skates has skates you'll just love, from entry level to elite. Their skates offer the latest design and materials for a perfect fit and peak performance. RydellSkates.com. All right, we are almost ready to get back into the action. The NSOs just getting everything sorted. They have been so professional all weekend long, making sure everything is in order, especially in the WFTDA bracket. And what an incredible experience for Flat Track Fever. The first time there's any WFTDA sanctioned play in the tournament.
Absolutely. It's been an incredible display of athleticism all weekend. So after that official timeout and after some talk amongst the officials, Cole Shaw will be back on the jam line for the start of this, giving the power start to the Mindfox, and Justice for Brawl will start in the penalty box.
Of course, the reason why the Mindfox had the power start rather, is because with Justice for Brawl, who's now back out on the track, with her being sent to the penalty box at the end of the last jam, Mindfox jammer was allowed to leave. And another penalty, this time for Mamie Pond. We haven't said her name yet during the bout, but she has just been on fire all game. I believe that might even be her first penalty. Was her second, but still. Great clean game by Mamie Pond, who came off back-to-back years with injuries, serious injuries. Last year was a broken leg, and man, oh man, has she really excelled this year, joining the A team for SRDL for the first time and just killing it both in California and here this weekend at Flat Track Fever.
And the Mindfox sending out Pterodactyl with the star to square off against Elizabeth Elkier, who are neck and neck at the jam line. Pterodactyl trying that outside, trying that in, but Echo City is quick to reform in front. Those blockers getting spread out enough, but it's Elizabeth Elkier who has lead.
And Elizabeth Elkier playing a great game. She's been so strong as the captain for the Echo City Knockouts. She only has 3 penalties on the board, so she's going to be skating laps here and feeling very confident, getting around Mercy butt kicks there on turn 3.
Pterodactyl earning her initial pass, much to the crowd's pleasure. Tries that inside line, but number 13, Agony XT, shuts her down. She's quick back on her feet, though, puts up 4 for the Mindfox.
Agony XT just trying to get ahead, trying to provide a little bit of support there for her teammates, and that was a nasty fall for Unicorn Thunder, who doesn't want the jam call, instead stands. Oh, she is taking herself out of play. Medics being called. The jam is still in progress. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Elkier collecting points on the track.
Pterodactyl making another 4-point pass, and these blockers jostling for position. Elizabeth Elkier coming back in, coming up hard against Tidbit Naughty.
Echo City with just 2 blockers out there. Unicorn Thunder removed herself from the track for safety issues. So we are seeing number 1A, Bandit Angel, just laying it on thick and making things difficult for Pterodactyl.
Elizabeth Elkier getting knocked to that infield by number 182 for the Mindfox. Just giving her a hard time out there. Knocked to the infield again by Mercy Buttkicks.
Yeah.
Bridged all the way back.
That was Skidlet. Sorry, the roster was covered up, but Skidlet has been causing trouble out there. She's also in a tiny bit of penalty trouble herself. Well, not that much. 4 penalties for Skidlet. She plays hard. She's going to end up getting some of those penalties.
And the jam comes to an end. Another 4 points being put up. A very high-scoring jam for both of these teams. 16 points going to the Mindfox, 12 for the Knockouts.
Now, are we going to see? Yes, we are going to see another jam, it appears. Everyone's lined up. Unicorn Thunder being assessed. Of course, she's the big connective tissue between these teams. She's the one who transferred from SRDL all the way to the Echo City Knockouts on Big Island, Hawaii. We're going to finish this bout with a lead jam from Curb Stompin' Coleshaw.
Rachel Telasco hugging that outside and quick to re-engage that Mindfox tripod at the front of the pack. She pushes past Mercy Buttkicks, gets through, gets that initial.
Rachel Telasco has been such a joy to watch, blocking and jamming. And that is the bout. The Mindfox hugging one another. Echo City Knockouts high-fiving, coming back to their bench. An incredible showing from the team that traveled very, very far to join us here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. A big thank you to the Echo City Knockouts for being the international guest at Flapjack Fever 2019.
And thank you for coming to such a cold climate, too. I know the weather hasn't been terrible this weekend, but it's definitely not Hawaii. So that'll bring us to our unofficial score. Mindfox at 248 points to the Knockouts 92. Mindfox managed to hold the Knockouts to a double point score, not letting them up to those triple digits. And that is the second last game of Flat Track Fever 2019, a WFTDA recognized tournament. I have been Sonia Blade.
And I'm Death Nella. Thank you so much for listening to the stream. I do also want to say a big thank you to the production crew. We didn't get that in, but our web stream wouldn't be able to go out to you wherever you're watching from without the work of Jigsaw on the camera there. We have Thorgasm here switching beside us. And of course, the production team lead, Dev Null, who is just incredible, has been here from, I don't even know what time he started this whole thing, but I just assume he's lived here for a week.
Absolutely. And don't go too far. We've got the Gas City Regulators taking off NFRD Boom for the last game of this tournament.